This video was brought to you by NCIX. Great technology, selection, and service.
Hey guys, this is Dmitry and welcome back to another HardWork review. So I think by now the most recommended tablet of 2013 is the 2nd gen Nexus 7 because the form factor, the specs, but what if you're trying to stay in budget and cannot afford to spend $250 on a tablet? Well, you're pretty much in luck with this latest and extremely affordable tablet from Asus, the MemoPad HD7, with a very appealing price tag of $150. Now, because of this relatively low price, you might question the performance, the quality of the screen, or the construction, but I was actually quite surprised and impressed at this latest MemoPad HD7. Plus, you can get them in several different colors. So starting off with the specs, under the hood the HD7 is running an ARM v7 SoC, which is a quad-core processor at 1.2 GHz, 1 GB of RAM, and only 16 GB capacity with nothing higher, a 15 Wh battery pack, and all the usual goodies like a GPS, a Miracast, Bluetooth 4.0, and running Android 4.2. The display is a 7-inch IPS panel with 16:10 aspect ratio and resolution of 1280x800, which is really clear and vibrant. Viewing angles are really good, but like with any glass tablet, it's highly reflective. Also, it's very clear that the blacks are slightly washed out and not that deep black found on more high-end tablets or phones. So from the form factor, it's pretty much identical to the 1st gen Nexus 7. This is the perfect size for holding it in one hand, plus the slightly concave backing helps with sturdier grip. Now you see the backing is not rubberized, but it's not slippery either, so it works just fine. We have front and back facing cameras for FaceTime or just to snap pictures. We also have a micro SD card slot to expand your 16 GB capacity with power and volume rocker on the opposite side. Now initially I was not a fan of this placement as it was quite awkward for me to reach there, but I did get used to it and it no longer bothered me. At the top we have a micro USB for charging and data transfer and a headphone jack right beside it. The speaker is located at the bottom. Now these are stereo and actually quite poor for playback. Take a listen and notice the lack of any loud projection or any presence of bass. Of course, this was quite expected for the price. Performance-wise, this is not the most powerful tablet, of course, but throughout my regular use with YouTube playback, browsing the web, Twitter, and my favorite Android games, the MemoPad HD7 was completely satisfactory. While it's not the most fluid experience, there was some lag when opening some apps or pressing the home button at some time. It wasn't a deal breaker, especially considering the price. The UI here is quite standard with virtual buttons at the bottom and top swipe to access notifications that have been merged with all your quick settings. This is very convenient. And of course you can customize your main screen and the rest of the 4 pages. The HD7 is preloaded with a few Asus apps like the main weather app on the front page, Power Saver, Task Manager, and a few other productivity apps. So I'm really happy to see no annoying bloatware. I also have to give it to Asus for designing their own keyboard layout, which includes all the numbers, the alphabet, and all the punctuations are right on the screen, which is much better layout compared to the standard Android one, which is included but it really is inferior to the Asus keyboard layout. The front camera is 5 megapixels, capable of producing decent enough shots for sharing, and also 1080p video. The fact that the camera is included is a huge bonus, but I wonder what the price would be without it. Say it was even $30 cheaper without the camera. Now that would make this an even better value tablet. So the HD7 lasted me a few days of casual use, to check your email while away from home, play some games or watch some videos. So I got about 10 hours of use until I had to recharge, which is pretty good if you're not constantly on it. So the MemoPad HD7 is truly an amazing tablet for the price. With a decent display, excellent form factor for one-handed use, both front and back facing cameras, absolutely acceptable performance with intuitive custom UI and brilliant Asus keyboard, a very good battery life, and all for an excellent value of $150. Really my main complaint here are the speakers with very weak projection and quite poor audio quality, but this most likely won't be your main audio source anyway, and besides there's also a headphone jack. Now, after having used the MemoPad HD7 for some time, it really has gotten rid of my desire for the latest Nexus 7, because it suited all my needs for portable entertainment. It sure has less PPI and weaker performance, but for $100 less, the MemoPad offers incredible value for your money. and we're giving it the Hardware Canucks Damn Good and Damn Good Value awards, and I would highly recommend it for those on tighter budgets. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.